Hello, and welcome to Liber Novus, Chapter 6, Part 2, Back in Time. I was thinking of calling it Huey Lewis Says Hello, because Huey Lewis sang the song for Back to the Future, but I felt like that would be a weird cut, and people would have no idea when they're looking into it. Also, I can't imagine.
Except if they're nerds.
Yeah, not that I think Huey Lewis would ever sue me, like, oh, who's this motherfucker on YouTube? But I'm not going to take the Lord's name in vain. Sorry. Thank you.
This is how you know the podcast host is old.
God, I love you. Anyway.
Can we make such jokes at the end of the session?
Yeah. This is an actual play game using the Savage World system in a homebrewed urban fantasy setting where the history is as we know it, except that in the backgrounds there are ghosts and goblins, demons and demagogues. Sphinxes.
Demagogues.
Yep.
Demagogues.
Oh no.
They also exist in this world.
Yeah,
demagogues.
But they're like mystical demagogues. Yeah.
But I know they're Gorgons.
Yeah, demagogue.
Right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is demagogue? Anyway, we can discuss that over the break.
Sphinxes and spheres, because spheres don't exist in real life. No. Other alliterative magic. Where our
Dungeons and Dragons.
No. Hey, I'm not bringing the wrath of 1980s TSR either on us. But no Huey Lewis, no TSR, no Gary Gygax. But our characters are members of the Mysteria. No. Our characters are members of the 1001, which is an international organization of explorers, troubleshooters, problem solvers who follow the enigmatic Morrison Lemire in his quest to keep the story going. And right now, let's take a minute to introduce ourselves. We'll start... Ooh, that was attractive. Just like wiping my nose on the back of my hand. We'll start with Renee. You're to my left today.
Hi, I'm Renee. I will be playing Victor Price, who has decided to trade his flesh body for a glass one. Breakable is fine and all, but all those pesky flesh burns. He likes this better.
Yeah. And then directly above Renee is Yureen.
Yeah. I was thinking that it might be me. So my name is Yureen Hottink, and today I will be playing Tuskin the Bruised. Tuskin has escaped hell and recently found out that he did, and that they got their part of their memory back on that one, and also they have a skin that is usually blue and purple colored in a gradient. But now all of the lines that were carved into their skin are filled with a milky white substance.
Yes.
So that's interesting. Other than that, they have big horns on the side of the head. And if you want to see proper character art of that, join us on our Discord channel, which will be posted later. Yeah. Tuskin uses all pronouns, so any and all are fine, because pronouns are a human thing, and they are weird.
Go ahead, and then last but not... Wait, and also, I just want you to know, we've been playing for almost a year now, just so you know.
Wow.
And I just realized that I could hit enter on the name, which is why now Tuskin the Bruise is actually fully formed on the stream, because I realized I could put your name under, because before I type in Tuskin Urea, like it would spill
Tuskin the Bee.
Yeah, it was just saying Tuskin, but then I was like, I can hit enter and everything stays anyway. Things. Go ahead. And last but not least, we have DJ.
My name is irrelevant. I play David Sawyer, perpetually confused human ex photojournalist who was due to spend some time in Baltimore on holiday and decided to embroil himself in mysteries of the unknown because his boss's boss told him to. And he's real confused as to why he's got a machine eye now. It's weird. Totally normal, Totally normal.
One of his eyes got turned into a camera. When
Click.
last we met our characters, they went back in time, and so it's 1985. They are in the place that years from now they'll call home, which is a small underground lodge, although it's not very
Well, I mean, Tuscan and Victor will call home.
Yeah.
At any rate.
Fair enough. And you all returned from having from the kidnapping. You all went to see a movie, and a person who will be important to your future had been kidnapped. You couldn't get in on the case for it, although I don't imagine that will stop you all from helping out or trying to solve stuff. But you got a fax saying that the leader of the 1001 is on his way and will be there in a couple days. 2 days. The keeper of the Baltimore Safe House Lodge is a small dwarf named Professor Shelley. And when we return, mere minutes after you received a fax, as Shelley is now frantically running around the lodge.
Oh, poor Shelley.
Trying to clean it up because the boss is coming, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't know, like, Moors and Lemire's never visited here before." And like, if you remember, in your time, 40 years from now, it has been rebuilt. It's been redone. There's been a huge remodeling. It's much bigger. There are bedrooms and work labs and a gym that Tuscan helped make sure got put in. But
maybe I asked this last time of this someone. But do we know when it was refurbished?
Like 2016.
Okay, yeah. That's so it will not be refurbished for quite a while.
Not from what you know, no.
No. That's and we are not really sure what happened to it before then, right?
No. Nope.
No. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't. I mean, I don't think as far as I know, your character has not spent a lot of time looking into the history of the Mysteria in Baltimore.
I mean, history is a soft science. Why would I look into that?
Totally. You can't find out anything from history. God, no. It was mostly refurbished because in 2015 there was the great attempted vampire coup, and when that got put down in New York, a lot of the Mysteria that lived in New York fled to places like Philadelphia, Boston, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and a larger population required a larger number of people to be stationed there. But the history of the actual Baltimore 1001 is, you can't look. You gotta look forward for science, but it's but he's desperately it's not like he keeps a messy place. He just there's nothing to do. It's like he's like, maybe I should go back out and maybe I should get a new couch. We have some money. What do you think? A dining set? Like you look over, it's just like a single folding table and a single folding table and a chair where he but there are he is a site. There are experiments that are all over. He's like, oh gosh, some of these are still running. So
I don't think that the boss would mind if you're running experiments, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons he probably put you up here to run experiments. So it's a good thing that they're still running.
Well, I mean, this is not exactly the choicest of spots. I think I'm mostly just, being kept out of the way, but it's a big deal. Put coming here. You all are big deals. But he's like, I'm gonna need some tea. Who wants tea? And he just like,
Yep.
So he goes and starts busying himself. What about the three of you?
I think just out of, this is finally someone I feel I might be able to relate to on a more academic level.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Never mind.
He means they can both talk the big sciencey words and they'll understand each other without having to dumb it down for us normal people.
But then,
so I will offer to also help him, not to make tea, but like, is there anything I can do to make it more to what you think the boss's standards will be?
I mean, frankly, I'm sure he doesn't care about the research that I'm doing right now. It's all, but I don't know. And we have a kidnapping, and I volunteered, and then Stonebank said no, which is okay. Cujo's a guy. We know, but I think maybe
is that, by the way, his actual name, or was he named after that
Stephen King novel?
Novel, yeah.
If he named himself after a Stephen King novel, I would not be surprised, and also very disappointed.
No.
He said David is saying this in character.
No,
Yeah.
I think it is the best transliteration of his name from the original Trollish. And he says, it's not one of the languages that I'm good at, but I can try. And what comes out?
No.
I mean, he does try for you. And what comes out is like a Cujo, like almost the word Cujo, but it's got a lot of like guttural, like rolling in the back of the throat, and maybe like a not like a. It's not like Yiddish where there's like a lot of like.
Oh yeah,
it's more
yeah.
like a like it's like yeah. But something, but it yeah. It sounds exactly.
It sounds like it sounds like he's dry heaving.
Yeah, a little bit, a smidge, uno poquito, yes. But yeah, that's what he's doing. So, but maybe some proper labeling. I don't know. As I said, he's probably not here to see me. He's here to see you three, the Time Travelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Involuntary time travelers.
Involuntary time travelers.
Yeah. And so we just we didn't eventually see Back to the Future, right?
No.
No.
You never.
No.
Unfortunately,
Nope.
David is still very sad
You
and
hear it's
disappointed
good,
that he didn't get
Tuscan still doesn't understand like any references that are made to that movie. So what are we going to do?
Well, I don't know. Barring any other like bad shit that could happen, I suppose our only option is to try and figure out who the hell kidnapped Bucky Snuffles' dad.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else we should do here.
Who knows? Maybe like it's Snuffles. Like we are looking for Snuffles. This is another Snuffles thing. So
it's Snuffles all the way. It's Otters all the way down, or something.
So do you think he's dead?
No. I don't think he's dead. I think he's probably been kidnapped. Probably some bad people.
If I'm correct,
if if we don't do this, then Bucky Snuffles in the future, our time, doesn't exist. And then by extension, that'll just, fuck up the whole timeline if I'm reading this, if I've read enough sci-fi novels for it to make sense.
But if Bucky Snuffles, or if I lost his name, Reginald no longer exists, and therefore Bucky doesn't exist, then Bucky will never be kidnapped, and we kind of solve the case.
Are you really willing to leave a dude just like to die to fix
No,
a?
I'm saying that. I'm saying it's like a solution.
It's a solution, but it's not the best solution. You know what I mean?
No.
You know what I mean? With science and stuff.
I don't know about science and stuff, but
David tries to do this, like nudge like Victor's side, and he briefly forgetting that Victor is made of glass. He's like,
just like
oh god, right on the funny bone. Oh boy.
Yeah. So...
But speaking of fucking up timelines, how are we going to help solve this stuff if we don't want to fuck up any timelines?
well, I don't know. Call this a hunch, but I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
So in our time in the future, or rather in our present, Reginald Snuffles exists. He is presumably alive. Is he alive? I forgot already.
Has existed past the 80s at least.
Yes, still alive.
Still alive? Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, he's still alive in our time, and presumably he would have kept the details of who kidnapped him a secret. And since he exists in our time, therefore we know that the kidnapping is an eventual failure, right? That means at some point in this year, either the Baltimore police or some unknown investigators from out of town, solve the case and are not credited as such because we want to keep this whole. It's the Mysteria. They want to keep this whole shit under wraps, right? I mean,
yeah, that's basically what O'Malley said. Malley, of course, said that he was kidnapped and then he was returned, but nobody really knows how or by who. It's now gotten some urban myth thingy.
Oh yeah, that was
exactly.
That was it. Yeah.
Could you imagine if that somebody was us?
I guess. I mean, I've been an urban myth before.
That's because you came from like the seventh circle of hell, or something.
Yeah.
Says this totally just nonchalantly, like, yeah.
I haven't lived in Baltimore all my life. Everybody turns into an urban myth every once in a while.
Fair enough, I guess. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
So
I'm just going to check with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
We have been outside already in this timeline. These 80s.
You went down to the movies and back.
Yeah. And I think I wore my usual I go outside and do not want to be recognized as a glass golem outfit.
Yes.
Did I turn heads? Like, is my outfit, does it consist of stuff that shouldn't exist right now?
Oh boy.
No, I think no, because your usual outfit is leather and a bike and like a motorcycle helmet. And so I feel like those haven't changed that much, especially like the leather and the leather. Maybe the motorcycle helmet is sleeker. I don't, but I don't think anyone anyone who like knows about motorcycles, like the most they're gonna do is stop you and be like, "Hey man, where'd you get that helmet? That looks way more aerodynamic than whatever we had in the '80s."
I think that Victor would not have gone for an aerodynamic helmet, but one that fit over his
Sure.
unusually large head.
Oh wait, time out. I didn't realize you had an unusually large head. No, yeah,
I'm an unusually large person.
that's fair. So yes, but it's not like it's not like it's not like you're built like a light bulb.
No,
okay.
I have an idea. Ding.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't. So I don't think that's the case. It's not like any of you.
I think the only.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The only thing that might be a bit futuristic looking, I'm guessing it would have existed back then, is my visor that will definitely be a reflecting visor.
Yeah. But like the '80s were also a weird time of weird fashion where people like built wrap around like sunglass shades and everyone wore...
Yeah, fair. I probably wouldn't even like be out of place if my cycling gear was all neon.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Right. It's maybe if it was like the '70s and everyone like one extra decade, but you're in the... So I feel like just being in the '80s, like for all they know, you like did it yourself and you're like a weirdo.
They will be right about one of those two.
Yeah. And Baltimore's always been a one thing that Baltimore's always had is like a pretty hard counterculture scene, especially in the '80s. Super punk, super avant-garde art. It's the like in real life, Baltimore is the home of the oh god, I can't even remember. But it's a art museum where all the art has been made by people who have been either incarcerated or put in mental health institutions. Like the American Visionary Art Museum. So like they just have some of the most
cool.
It's so cool. Too expensive for my wedding. We tried. It's like so expensive, but it's like really cool. So that's like the sort of place. So I don't think a single reflective help is going to put you out where you are. It's like maybe if you were in like Iowa in 1985, but you're cool.
Okay.
Middle of Minnesota.
In that case, I will just go on.
Okay. Yeah. That was a long way. That was a long explanation for saying you're fine. But it's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will also ask the same question about our weaponry.
I mean,
we're carrying concealed anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean,
the question here would be more of, would the guns that we're carrying turn any heads?
I mean,
I'm going to conceal carry. I don't know about you guys, but nobody's going to see that thing.
Because here's the thing: some guns, as the resident gun nerd, some pistols that survived to modern day do exist and were used in the 1980s. For example, everybody's favorite like jet black police pistol, the Beretta M9. That was adopted by the U.S. military in 1985.
Oh,
the current year the characters are in. So,
well, I will say that you can never open carry in Maryland. So like you got to keep everything.
Fair.
I mean,
fair enough.
Like I don't remember if you got it back, but you used to carry a 3-foot long pole, 4-foot long pole designed for killing alligators. That's what that thing you carried was.
Yep.
The spear.
Your shotgun, your blast stick. So
your boomstick.
Your boomstick. So that in and of itself is a weird item that I think you have to figure that I'm sure you have a way that you carry it that doesn't seem like it.
Is that collapsible?
It must be. I mean, really, what's fascinating about how so I looked them up afterwards, but what they are is it really is like a 6-foot stick that you put a shotgun shell into the tip of it, and then you just like jab it really hard into the head of an alligator or a shark or a giant fish or whatever else you're trying to. So like, I'm sure like there's no internal mechanism, so I'm sure you don't carry it like fully out or anything like that. I'm sure you can like unscrew it and carry it like a pooled cue, which I assume you do anyway. So yeah,
Sure.
I guess until you start flashing your weapons at people, no one is noticing anything about you other than the fact that you have a, you know, you're a glass golem, Tuscan is a giant demon, and David has a robot eye.
What else is new?
So
I mean,
it's
all
not the high
David
time
has
of
to do is
cosplay just yet.
I mean, all David has to do is just get a pair of sunglasses. That's all.
Yeah.
At night.
Tuscan will be wearing the trench coat get up anyway, because there's probably a trench coat in this hideout, no matter what. And Tuscan will bring their cold iron knuckles, but as that is considered an illegal weapon, will not put them on unless necessary, so just has them in the pocket.
Yeah. I mean, they're already considered illegal weapons.
I think technically Tuscan is considered an illegal weapon, so...
I'm a lethal weapon.
I'm an alien.
He is an illegal immigrant, so...
So,
he just immigrated from hell!
So what do we think? What's the plan, Stans?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Who's Stan?
Fair enough. What's the plan? As
I'm half tempted, but this is maybe a little bit thinking too much out of the box to go to the park and see if the hobo is there.
Yeah,
we run the risk of finding chairs.
You do.
Could you imagine if the chair was in here as well? We sat on the chair, we got sent back to our own time. Like fuck.
No.
I will check with Professor Shelley if there are things that we should keep in mind if we want to continue this investigation regarding the rules that are currently in place.
Oh, good one.
Shelley.
Apart from the fact that Cujo told you to back off. I mean, I understand that part.
Right. But who the hell listens? You're not going to listen to Cujo.
What?
He says, what does he say? He says, I don't, well, that's a good question. I don't know about how it is in your time, but here, the 1001 doesn't have any real official authority, but people do sometimes listen to us. Ooh, let me try that. People do sometimes listen to us, whether or not, if they feel like it, which is kind of true in your time. But we kind of just go where we want. If that's our mission. Like if we're told to do things, we do things. So, I guess no.
So basically, do not interfere.
No, we interfere. We just, if we want to, be careful of the animal mafia runs pretty hard here.
Who's at the head of the animal mafia right now?
Oh,
it's not Mr. Owl.
Or King Otter. That's a good question. Who would be at the head of it right now?
Sorry for all the questions, but
this is great. No, this is great.
Okay, cool.
You know what? Why don't you tell me? What do you think? What animal is at the lead? Remember, Owl was the first. Okay, Owl was the first flying creature to be the leader of the animal mafia in a really either ever in Baltimore or like a long time. So my guess is it's either it's probably
I think it's like a big mammal.
Yeah, it's got to be a mammal.
Like my brain is leaning towards bear, and then just calling him Brother Bear. But that's.
I was going for a fox or a wolf.
also good.
Ooh, I think a
Fox would be nice.
At this rate, we're probably just going to run through the entire cast list of the bad guys, aren't we?
Yeah.
I love the bad guys. Yeah, let's go with a fox. Yeah, I like a fox.
Is her name Diane?
No. I think we'll
It's
say
Elizabeth.
I like the bad guys. It's good, but no.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Love it.
I think she is I will say that she's probably humanoid at this point, probably 4th, 5th generation. So, she's got the she is more anthropomorphized. And what, like, she needs a good name. What would her name be? I'm also assuming Lady Fox. No.
Well, she's a Diane.
Reyna.
All right, Reyna Fox. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, Reyna. Yeah, she is the head of the head of the mafia, and you know, I'll give you this. She was known as being particularly ruthless, and actually when and being pretty antagonistic to organizations that tried to control the animal mafia. Like King Otter, he was big on like peace and like, you don't step on my toes, I won't step on your toes. But Reyna Fox, no. Reyna Fox got into shit with people in the 80s. So
Fits.
yeah, she like was solidifying her power in the 70s and 80s of the animal mafia.
Yeah.
So she's probably pissed that Reginald Snuffles got kidnapped.
Unless she had anything to do
Unless
with
she had anything to do with it. Right, exactly.
Yeah, let's not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
How about a 6-foot pole?
No.
How about no poles and we just hug her? Bring her closer.
That is tried.
Okay.
That many have tried.
But
Yeah, not recommendable.
Yeah.
Shelly, you say steer clear of them. Is there any spots we should avoid if possible? Like a water hole they use or whatever.
Well, I know there's been some violence as she's been coalescing her power down by the waterfront. You know, it's I'd be careful around there. The aquarium, she tends to really like that was sort of you know, that's where all the amphibians hang out, and she and aquatic animals, and they've been going at it for a little bit. Oh. But you know, there are a number of smaller cults and groups that have been calling Baltimore home, and she's sort of putting them in their place and making sure they listen and stay out of it. There was this one group that, I don't know, worshipped a cephalopod. They're pretty much turned around, and then there was this like there were these I don't know, I think they were monks of some sort. But they were really into like an eternal flame, not like that Bengals song. Ooh, I don't even know if that Bengals song came up.
I don't believe so.
Top of the World?
No.
That's the Carpenters.
Oh yeah.
The song Eternal Flame.
And Eternal Flame.
Yeah.
What is that?
I thought it was later.
Yeah, sorry. Not like in the Cthulhu sense, but some sort of fire like that.
1988 was
Oh,
it.
so yeah.
Got it.
But they were taken out too, so she's really trying to make Baltimore for the animals, you know, in the so let's go there. Yeah, horseshoe crab. Yeah. Well, yeah. They got it branded on their chest. They just like had these huge like
Oh my god, I would love a horseshoe crab tattoo. Anyway.
Yeah, but not a horseshoe crab brand on your chest. Like
No, not branded.
They were taken out. So, but I don't know. Other than that, there's the market's still there, but it's quite the place. We actually have one of the merchant princes here right now, which you guys know is a big deal because the merchant princes in your time are mostly like they're so are not in Baltimore.
Okay.
But they're only like merchant princes only come when they are establishing things. So I think like the rundown that he gives you is your like Baltimore now in the 80s is still kind of the Wild West in some ways of Mysteria. Like it is not the established sort of status quo world that your place is now.
Does that also mean then that the night market is having even more illegal activity and weird stuff than normal?
Yeah, it's way shady.
Than we are used to?
Way shady.
So, would you say that it is, like, it is already iffy if we can take David with us when we are going down there? It's relatively okay, but it's... Don't go there alone. So would it be unsafe for David to go to the night market now?
No, I don't think so. David, especially with his camera eye now, seems out of it enough. So
okay, yeah, this augmentation.
Yeah. It's a place where he can take off his sunglasses.
Yeah,
at night. So
yeah. So, but he was taken from the movie theater, but we will not be able to enter there for a while.
So we can, of course, go to the merchants, especially if they are mostly around when stuff is changing, or when they are changing stuff. Then it might be very interesting to know what it is that they are changing. I'm talking out of character because Tuscan would not come up with this kind of stuff.
Well, okay. I'm talking all in character, so it's difficult for me to respond.
Okay,
to that.
So yeah, no worries. So then, in that case, Tuscan says, "Ooh, if the merchants are here, that could be interesting. I've never met one in real life."
Well, I think the market might be a good place to start anyways. Because if Reginald was involved in something that could have landed him into trouble, someone there is bound to know.
Yeah. And you do know that the Snuffles, they're like an old Baltimore otter family.
Yeah.
But they made a lot of their money in Mysteria commerce, including the night market.
Yeah.
They're like developers.
So we might even find one of the Snuffles family at the night market.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds to me that you all want to do networking, which is a thing in this game where when you roll with persuasion. So what I want to hear from each before we make our rolls, though, I'd like you all to give me what we'll do is I'll describe what it looks like. You'll sort of tell me what you want to do, and then I'll give you a plus or a minus. What happened?
Hit my knee on my table. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh. I hope you're okay. It hurts when you bang your stuff.
I'm fine. I'm just looking for my dice.
Oh. So you all go if you all remembered the way. So you tell. I think. You ask for like you probably asked for the nearest entrance to the night market because it's all different than where you were, and Shelley, just directs you to where it is. And you all, if you remember the way I described it, the night market before, it was like 3 tiers. the higher the tier, like the closer to the top, the fancier the restaurants and the like more stable stuff. There are certainly still, and then like on the bottom it just like expanded out, and there were like stalls, and like the further you got from the main area, like the shadier it is. When you guys go there are still 3 tiers. But it is more like a dying mall, unfortunately. Like there's none of the nice restaurants that you like, that really nice one that you ate with Mr. Owl, that Mr. Owl invited you. That's not there yet. It hasn't been revitalized. So most of the places that will eventually be relegated to the back, like they're in like the full permanent stalls here. So it's a little smokier, it's a little shadier, but it's got this sort of loose abandon to it. More, they're more like, the carts are a little ricketier that people are pushing out. Now there's sort of like rules to being involved, but here it's just very... it's I think kind of that more classic night market image with like there's like drapes everywhere, and everything's kind of damp, and the lighting is all on extension cords. You smell more cooking meats, like as people are just like actively cooking on barbecues and gas grills that they've rolled into this place. The noise is bustling. So you walk in.
Yeah. So it's just in overall a little bit more primitive.
Yeah.
Etc.
Got a little more bizarre feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you all gonna want to go about it?
Like, what do we want to do when we are there?
Yeah.
That's
Exactly. So I don't think any of the factions that we are aligned with us at this moment.
Definitely.
At least that is true for Tuscan.
They don't know you from Borscht.
Nope. So just getting a local lay of the lands and trying to figure out. I think Tuscan is going to run intelligence just the way that Tuscan normally does. So either go to a bar and gamble a little bit to find out about a bit of gossip from the not so old Mally, or the old Mally of this time, Mally the younger, stuff like that.
Oh,
trying to see what is happening, because this death is probably the talk of the day.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
probably things that people think about this.
Oh yeah, the abduction is definitely up there.
Yeah.
And what about... No, I like that. I like that a lot. And what are you doing, David and Victor?
Well, I think, I mean, in this time, Victor was still in his meaty body, but he was already involved in all kinds of science stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he has heard rumors of stuff working differently than his, well, as far as science went, we're supposed to, and I think that's how he got to his glass body finally. But which means I might remember a term or two, and I think I'll just go around the stands looking for them, and I definitely want to pass the snuffle stand to ask just that question. Nothing to do with current events. I'm not involved with them. if a stranger asks them questions about that, they might get suspicious, etc.
Sure.
Um,
So you're hitting up like the more alchemical cats and
Yes.
the more and like yeah. All right, David, what about you? I like all of these where just depending on where you cats are going, I'm going to give you, and you're based on your role, I'll give you different information.
I don't quite know.
This is, it's always overwhelming for you. You were overwhelmed before, and now it's like even more overwhelming. But you also have seen like the real shit, right? You've seen the worst that humanity has to offer.
Mm-hmm. So I think David would probably want to. He's gonna do a very journalist thing, and he's just gonna wander around the market asking random people, "Hey, do you know about like what can you tell me about Reginald Snuffles? What can you tell me about like the Baltimore Police Department?" Just very general sort of information. Because if Tuscan and Victor can find out specifics, the general gist that David can pull together will sort of tie the whole thing together into one like cohesive narrative.
Totally, that makes sense to me.
That's what I do in journalism.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and give me. Each one of you should give me a networking roll. There are two ways to do it.
Yes.
If you're the networking roll is you roll with your persuasion, or if you think you're like literal, or if you're like cracking heads and stuff, you roll with your intimidation. So you'll go ahead and roll with your wild die and your persuasion, and whatever your persuasion is.
Benny.
7 for David.
7 for David. Okay.
I roll the exact same. Well, I roll the exact same highest number. But I do want this intelligence, Benny.
I've got a result of 5.
5. Okay.
Gotta get them back. I also got a 5.
Okay. So all of you got whatchamacallit, at least a success.
Yeah.
David, you get a lot of. I'll go around this. So, David, you're just like walking around asking questions, being like, "Hey, what have you heard?" And like, people at first seem a little taken back by you because like they don't know. Like, human-looking people are in some ways are always the most mistrusted. God damn it.
Distrusted.
Yes, I know the word. Human-looking people are always a little distrusted because shapeshifters, magicians, what are you? Then they see your eye and they're like, what? They're like, all right, well, you're one of us freaks. And so, what you hear is like general gossip is that the Snuffles were in a conversation with, like, we're doing a lot of dealings with the prince, planning a major revitalization of the market, and that Reginald Snuffles was spearheading it from his mother, and whose name was Constance Snuffles. Like, she's like the matron of the Snuffles family, and she sort of has stepped back from it. And Reginald, as this like young up and comer, was just like was reaching out to the people in a way that you see. I think you all see with a success a lot of like Snuffles Co. Rent, for lease by Snuffles Co. I don't think that's actually what the company's called, but something like that.
Maybe it is in this time, and he just needs to rebrand it still because it's young.
Or it's called Reginald and Sons.
Oh yes.
So basically, the Snuffles are like. So Reginald's got like a whole real estate thing going on, right?
Yeah. He's a.
This what I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, you all know that the Snuffles are one of the largest like landlords in the Mysteria, like business landlords in the Mysteria, both in the market and outside of the market.
Yeah.
That was like that's where like they owned some land before, like developing before, but like Reginald was the guy who took them from like millionaires to like multi-millionaires. And so that's Victor, you are talking, you find this, you can decide if you know him in your old man life, but I think this person or being, I think it's more of a being than like, it's hard to tell. It's mostly just like skinny, wrinkly flesh, like skin, and hair. Like just like wispy hair. Kind of like, what are those like really ugly dogs? You know what I'm talking? What are they called? Like the Chinese crested? Is that what they're called? Those like, you know what I'm talking about? Those like ugly dogs. Hold on.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That is a Chinese crested.
Yeah. Imagine that, but like, it's like yeah, like, but like so wrinkly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like
so basically the cousin it of dogs.
Yes, except instead of hair, wrinkles.
More ragged.
Yeah, more mangy. I mean, for all you know, there are no bones. It's just like a pile of wrinkly skin and hair tufts. But it's got limbs, and they like. But like they are always selling the best glass bottles for science. They can hold any chemicals. They've got this little cart full of glass bottles, and they like their conversation. Like, oh god, I'm just like thinking how they talk, and it's always just like weird burbles. Yureen, how do you think they sound? Like, can you?
Oh, how do I think that? I think it's
like
yeah, because of all the wrinkles, but also a little bit high pitched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't.
Relax your lips more.
I know. I can't do that. That's
it's unintelligible.
Nobody understands.
Yeah, but I will.
Maybe they have like a sidekick that just translates.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So
you do hear all of those bubble sounds, but there's actually a sidekick there.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, like or like a translator like Stephen Hawking used to have. Yes, yeah. I love it. And this dude is just like
oh yes, it is. It's an electronic translator.
Yes. Yeah. Like it's an electronic. Yeah. Like there are two like electrodes, like wires that run to a speaker, and so it comes out all. Oh, I love that. And basically he tells you, or it tells you, it tells you like, that the Snuffles, like, while it appears that there is a little more, the Snuffles are it's more forcing than just like buying out. It's a little more, you're going to sell, you're going to be redeveloped, or you're going to be moved. This like Reginald is certainly pushing in a way, whereas David heard a lot of like, oh, it's terrible. He's just, I can't believe he was kidnapped. He's trying to do so good. Like you with the skin guy is telling you that like he was forcing businesses that didn't want to be revitalized and sold out, and he was packing some power behind it. Either from and you're pretty certain it came from the actual merchant devil himself. But the devils like are too free market to ever do it themselves. Like they want to appear that the market is free, and so if like Reginald was doing it, there's some things, and so that's what you discover. And Tuscan.
It sounds a bit to me, by the way,
yeah.
like what the Dutch did to the Indonesian spice trade. It's like, that's a nice spice trade we've got here.
Yes, that's yes, that's exactly right. No, he's just like, oh, I'm your partner now, right? Like, you're gonna be my partner or you're gonna be gone. And Tuscan, I think it's like you find a game of like dice.
Oh God.
Like in not like a back alley because everything's an alley here. Like it's literally just dice. But it's not. It's like on the street corner. What are the guys you're playing with? David, tell me what one of the people that Tuscan is rolling against. What does that person look like, or that being look like?
Unprepared for this shit. You know all the things we've given imagery from the Bible regarding lesser angelic beings,
Yeah.
like cherubs, for
Oh,
instance. God. Yeah, there's like a literal cherub here,
like,
tiny baby with wings.
All right. Oh my God! So you're rolling against a tiny baby with wings.
But it's got like this deep resonating voice, you know.
God.
So
can
it's like
can it be
like a yay big floating baby that just goes like, hey, do you have any threes?
Is it naked?
Is it my turn yet?
Does he have?
He's wearing a diaper.
Is he wearing a? I was just checking. Or like
no, it's a toga.
Yeah, some sort of
toga
loose wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he definitely...
It can slip off in any second, but somehow miraculously it stays on.
Yeah, and he's got a cigarette dangling from his lip, but it's like lit, but he's never like touching it with his finger, he just talks with it.
It's like Baby Herman with wings.
Exactly, Baby Herman from
Yes.
And he glows a little bit. Like he's just got this like little... I think he glows like a little bit, but it keeps flickering, like... Just like like a light bulb that's getting ready to go. He's got this like little aura that just like flickers like a dead light, like a dying light bulb.
So what you're saying is he's also like this like anthropomorphic firefly with more human features than bug features because his butt glows or something.
No, his whole butt. Yeah, he's got that like. He's just like, all right. Here's what I heard. I heard that you gonna roll them bones.
Yes. Wow, that has never happened to me.
All right, let's do a higher low. Let's see how you rolled.
Yeah, except that I have a D4 that is shaped like a D6. I'm going to re-roll, but like it's shaped like a D6 that has rounded edges. It managed to land on one of the rounded edges and just stay there.
Okay. If
but
you
I will
roll
re-roll
high,
that
you
one.
win this roll. If you roll
so
low,
what are we rolling? Like a D4 and a D6?
Yeah, just to see how you gamble. Go ahead, give me a D4. Let's see how you do.
All right. Well, that's a 6 on the die, on the D6, and a 1, so that's a 7. Or do I need to re-roll the 6 because that's impossible?
Fine. Let's see how he does. Let's see if he beats you.
Oh boy.
You said a 7. He does not beat
you.
So
Yes.
So you take a little bit of his money, and he curses at you. And he says, "Fine. Well, let's say, I heard that Bucky, or nope. I heard that Reginald pushed a little bit too hard against certain people, and someone was not very happy with him. But I don't know if they would be foolish enough to go after, like the kid of the Snuffs. You know what I mean? Like that's some balls.
Who? You say they a lot.
Oh, jeez, I'm not good. He looks around. He says, "You think I'm gonna say this outside here?" Yeah.
Oh. You've already said quite a bit, to be quite honest.
Well, yeah, no thanks. No, not without a raise. Sorry. And that's what he says. He says like, no.
I got a raise though. I just didn't roll it.
No, he just says, no. As I said, there are some people who pushed back to Snuffles things, but I couldn't tell you whomever. I just know that there were some people who were angry, but you didn't hear it from me.
Of course not.
Yeah. And he sort of like, he says, also, you're winning too much. And he like packs up and flits away. Boop, 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 boop.
Just little puffs of smoke coming behind him, but it's from the cigarette.
Yep. And he says, all right. And with that information, I think we're going to take our first hour break. Also, you can all have a Benny for doing such a lovely job with coming up and creating this new place. You all have a Benny.
Yay!
All right, everyone. Everyone on watching. We'll be back in 10-ish minutes. And see you soon. Boop. Boop. Very quickly. So you all have done this some reconnaissance. You've done your stuff. What are you gonna do? I don't know what your next
Convene?
Yeah, I guess convening. Convening sounds good.
Sounds convenient.
Convenient. Oh.
Ugh. Alright.
So what's the plans? All right, so you all can talk to one another.
So it seems like Reginald did not really make friends. I don't know what you guys find out, but
Yeah. If I remember correctly, Ben, I was told about the forcible hostile takeovers.
Yes, that's what you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'm not surprised if that's how you go about your business. Like he apparently didn't force people out of their business, but he did force them out of their business. Like it was now his business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of sounds similar to what I heard. I heard his expansion plan got some pushback, and some people didn't like it.
Yeah.
I heard that he's been getting help from his mom.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
Constance.
Yeah, Constance Snuffles. Like, she's been his, I think, like moral support, financial support, both. For like the early stages of this whole like revitalization project. He was partnering with. Oh God, did I write it down in my notes? Yeah, he was talking with the press actually, regarding some like deals about revitalizing the market. I think shortly before he disappeared. So, his mom was supposedly on the fore for all of that, and then she's decided to like take a back seat, step back, let her son do everything, and so he's been doing that. So I kind of figure 2 + 2 = 4. You might have to go talk to the press at some point.
Not the press, the princes. The princes.
Oh, the merchant princes.
The
Whoops,
merchant
my bad.
Princes. Yes, not the press.
I heard prince. I was like,
yeah, and by the sounds of it, there's not a chance that his mother sent him to his room forcibly.
Well, if you want to ask Constance about how she treats her son, be my guest. I'm not going in there.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. Like, I never heard tales about her that made her seem like a nice lady.
Seems fair.
Can I get persuasion? No, nope. Can I get notice rolls from all of you, please?
Always.
No. It was like, oh, okay.
No.
Nope. 4.
14.
Jesus.
29.
What?
Hell.
I got 4 races.
I don't understand how you kept exploding. Your dice explode all the time, but that's awesome. So Tuscan, you are distracted. Maybe the smells of like the delicious cooking smells. Like you're like, there's a stall that is
food.
cooking some form of like multi-legged meat, like on a spit though. You know, somewhere between a rodent and like a cockroach. Like an avatar. Like
Yeah.
like a rat spider.
As long as you're not killing turtle ducks, I'm fine.
No, yeah, just someone's just like got a platypus bear on a spit. Ooh, no.
Anyway, yeah.
Uh,
Food distraction sounds good.
the two of you, but Victor and David especially, you two notice a someone's in between two stalls paying too much attention to you. Definitely humanoid. You can't quite tell exactly what. Leaning against a stall, reading a newspaper. But both their body languages says I'm paying attention to you.
Just checking. We didn't bring along Professor Shelley, right?
Nope. When he was making tea when you left, and he was like, "Where?"
Oh God!
Like right now, he's back being there, being like, "Well, I guess no one wanted my tea." Just like,
Aw.
drinking all of it.
I think we would have stayed for tea.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was the night market, so we would go at night.
Oh,
it was at night.
When you said
The
back
night
then.
market is any time of the day. It's just called night market.
Yeah, no, but no, that's fair. No, I was just kidding. No, I know you all finished the tea with him. No, he is still whatchamacallit. He's still cleaning and straightening and labeling.
Fair enough.
Lots of you're gonna
So much labeling.
You're gonna return and everything is going to have like one of those like index card like that he's like folded in half and like titled it.
Yeah. So in that case, I'll try to make eye contact with David. I'm probably noticing he noticed. And I'll just gesture like around the eye area, because like I don't have actual eyes.
Right.
No, around the eye area, and on the side of his head where his camera eye is, and then gesture behind me.
Oh, but David's not gonna do that exact reaction. He's gonna be like, all you see is just like, and then
Yeah.
just like sort of like peering ever so slightly like past Victor, but because Victor's like that, and then David's like down here, so
Yeah.
It's less of peering over his shoulder, more of just like trying to get past his like arm.
Yeah. So what's
because what my idea is, I'll explain out of characters, is I want Professor Shelley and possibly Morrison to be able to identify these people, if at all possible.
Well, at least we want to take a picture. That's basically in the moment. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah,
that is a good question to ask. Like, how does David's camera eye take pictures, and if so, where do they get saved to?
Wasn't it blinking?
We haven't talked about whether or not the eye actually is a functional camera.
Works.
Or if it is just your eye that got replaced. That's up to you. If you want your eye to actually function. I don't have a mechanic for that, but I'm willing, but I'm happy to have a conversation about it. As for printing the picture, it's gonna be real gross. I'll just tell you that.
She's gonna have to.
It's not shitting. You're not pooping out a picture. It comes out vertically. No, that's not what.
No, there's a USB cable that needs to be plugged into the side of your eye.
No, it's like
it's gonna be.
No, he just winks, and then you you know how magicians like vomit cards.
Just like it's gonna be real gross. Whatever it is, it's gonna be terrible and body horror-y. So, but you also have your normal magic camera, I would assume, as well.
Yeah, he has his normal magic camera, which is definitely not era appropriate. Really, really not era appropriate at all.
It's true, but no camera. But as far as I can tell, like there are no camera buffs being like, "Whoa, like so."
But is David then able to take a picture? Because that is relevant for the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. That I would then ask the question: is Victor transparent?
What do you mean?
Well,
oh yes, sorry.
He's made of glass. Is he see-through?
No, because he's wearing his full leather gear.
Oh darn it!
I might have taken off my helmet on the market.
Also, he's now liquid filled, so that per definition warps anything that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would only be.
So what do I? So what does David see as he's trying like?
I mean,
peek?
You see the same thing that Victor saw, which is a person who is trying to appear inconspicuous, leaning against, standing between two stalls, reading a newspaper.
Wait a minute.
But also watching the two of you. You can know, yeah.
Do we have our smartphones on?
I would assume.
Do we have smartphones?
You do have smartphones.
I think David is like because you know how smartphones you've got just like the camera like here or in the corner somewhere. So David is with Tuscan with Victor in front of him. He's just gonna do like that, so just so that the only thing is visible is the camera, and no one's gonna know because this is the 80s. No one knows what smartphones. No one knows what the fuck
exactly.
Smartphones are.
Exactly.
All they see is just a little black rectangle come past this coat, and nothing else.
Yep.
because instead of David like pressing the shutter button, he's just gonna tap like you know like on the shutter like bah, and it'll be click and it'll be soundless, and he can see because all he's doing is just like that, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you take a picture. It's your distance with the people. You're not certain you get any.
2020 smartphones are great.
Yeah.
For taking detailed photos at distance.
You do a little zoom in. You just based on how this person is, you're not getting a ton of
detail.
Details, like you're not but because of like this person is doing their best to seem obscure, they're just not great at it, and so there you go. But
so what does this person look like?
A humanoid. Like you can't see much more than that because they have a newspaper in front of them, a bigger newspaper that they're hiding.
Yeah. But we don't see like tufts of fur sprouting somewhere.
They do not they don't look. You don't see fur. No, you don't see fur. Their hands are in gloves, but you don't see like from where you are. You don't see like anything above the.
No strange ears or
Well,
or they're wearing a hat.
you see a pointed ear. Yeah, you see a pointed ear.
Okay.
But you're not
Cool.
certain. More than that,
No.
because of where they are. Yeah.
Pointy ears,
But-
huh?
Yeah, like you could, for example, say that because David, because of his excellent role, could see that
Yeah.
if they're wearing a hat, it's a bit tilted, a bit weird
Yeah.
for just a human head.
Yeah.
So that there something up here is like propping them up.
Yeah.
Or
it's actually like cocking
alternatively,
it off to the side, as it were.
Oh yeah.
or they're wearing a hat, but the ears are coming down like that.
They're not
sort
floppy.
of visible on the
they,
sides.
they are
No,
like
no.
the ear is definitely pointy and sticking up.
It's
and
fortunately not the bunny.
no, not the bunny.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So sorry to get a little specific, but are they like elf pointy ears or like bunny pointy ears?
They are.
Are they here or are they here?
They are here. They're the sides of the head. I'm not.
Okay, so
say,
elf pointy ears. Okay, cool. Elf pointy ears, cool.
Yeah.
Elf is a specific species. I'm not going to denote their ear as elfish, but you know.
It could
But
also
they're
be
standing
fairy stuff like
But they're
that.
standing up,
yeah.
not down.
Yes, up, not down. Exactly.
Yeah, they're stalagmites.
Okay, so they're
Rigid cartilage.
they're
We
Vulcans.
got it. I think we got it.
They're Vulcans.
They're not Vulcans. No.
Live long and prosper. Wrong series.
Yeah. So.
Nerds. Anyway, please go on.
I'm waiting for the. I'm waiting on the three of you. You have
Oh,
noticed.
okay.
This
Well,
guy.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so I guess they're in a crowded market. So David's gonna say to Victor, I think there's a person watching us back there. Got a newspaper on, weird hat, pointy ears. And then like David will like take out his phone, take out the picture, just sort of show Victor very quickly what the guy kind
you
of
mean
looks like.
Tuscan?
What about poor
Oh,
Tuscan?
Oh no! Oh yeah,
Tuscan
no.
is super distracted by smells anyway. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. David just like reaches over to Tusky, just grabs him by the back of the coat, like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What?
So keep quiet. Shh. Lower down your volume. I think we're
What?
being watched. There's a dude behind Victor a ways. He's leaning on a wall. He's got a newspaper, weird hat, pointy ears. Yeah, he's been watching us for a couple of minutes. Not very good at hiding the fact that he's watching us, though.
Okay, just a note. It's a normal
What do you want to do
hat.
about this?
It's not like a fez or a beanie. It's a normal hat. It's like a.
Hey, come on! It's the '80s. They had weird hats in the '80s.
Yes, but this is more of like fedora-y hat. It's just it doesn't sit with the ears. So.
So it's like something that Indiana Jones would wear, or
Yes,
like Michael Jackson wore, like in the '80s.
Yes.
Ah, okay, I see. So I think then David wouldn't say weird. He would say tacky.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like there's a guy with the hat. There's a guy with the hat behind Victor somewhere. He's watching us, but he's not very good at hiding the fact that he's watching us. What do we want to do?
In my mind, it now looks like this.
Yeah.
Like Indiana
It's
Jones.
just Indiana Jones.
It's just
Definitely
Indiana
Indiana
Jones. Yeah.
With weird ears.
Yes, with
Yeah.
ears. Yes.
Elfiana Jones.
Elfiana Jones.
It's
All
a little
right.
forced.
So what's
So what are we going to do about that?
Yeah, exactly. What are we going to do about this?
We can. Normally, Tuscan would know exactly what you could do because Tuscan knows this place quite well. But all of the little alleys that Tuscan would go, like, okay, we can go right here, then right again, and then right again, and then it is actually a dead end. Doesn't work that way right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
One of
I
the
mean,
things we could do.
I could just walk
Is
over
it-
there and say, "Why are you watching us?" Maybe.
Yeah, or
yeah.
invite them over for a talk. Invite them over.
Okay, David
This sounds like a terrible idea, guys.
David will just make sure that the guy's still there. Just peek out from
Yeah.
behind Victor again. Just make sure he's there. Okay, then he's just
wait, David. Why don't you just wave from here?
Point.
Because going alone to a person that is trying to not be seen usually doesn't work out that well.
Yeah.
And he scratches one specific. He scratches one specific scar on his bicep.
Okay. Since they're having that conversation, something we've never determined, Ben, is whether or not Victor can like turn his head like an owl. Like.
Oh no.
Ooh, I don't. I think if you were made of something other than glass, probably. But I don't think you have that like flowy, weird glass part of it. So I don't think so. Well, I mean, what the back of your the whether or not you have like I can't like I don't.
What is the tensile strength of glass?
Well, no, it's more like if the back of your head is translucent and you don't actually have eyeballs, can you see out the back of your head?
How do you see?
But I think no.
He has like 360-degree vision, just one view.
I think there has to be some sort of limitations on your golem body. Otherwise, your human brain being transferred, like consciousness, would have like just shattered uncontrollably. So I don't think you can see out of the back of your own head. Now, if you had a mirror and you looked in a mirror and then could see through the back of your, you could probably do that.
Yeah, it's more like since they're still discussing whether David should not go over there. I wanted to gesture the person to come over.
So you were like, "Yo, come over," and the person like, they do not acknowledge, like the person does not their body language shifts, like. You know that they know that they saw it, and you know that they know that they've been seen. But they are not doing anything. Like they're just like you tense for a minute, and then like they're cool.
Dave, if nothing happens for like another 1 minute, 2 minutes, David is he's just gonna like he's wearing like the biker jacket, or like he's just gonna like, okay, well. That didn't work. He's just gonna walk out from behind Victor, just stroll up to the guy.
As you are walking over, the person folds the newspaper and ducks back down, ducks back between the two stalls, like gone.
Oh no.
He's gonna follow.
Okay. No, I mean Tuscan will follow David as well because hell no.
Oh, so now
he's gonna follow.
We have kind of a line created.
Now we have a chase.
Yes, and if they follow, I will try to. I've walked around this marketplace for not very long, but I have eidetic memory. So do I remember like places where he can flee to? That are good fleeing places, bad fleeing places, and make a calculated guess which part of the market he would run to, and then I will not make it my way directly towards him, but to cut him off.
That would be a common knowledge roll.
That's right.
So that's just common knowledge. All right, let's see. So, we are taking a chase.
Do you want my roll result already?
No. Give me just a second.
I kind of wanted to ask before we initiate the chase, as David was walking over to the dude, could I have cast Confusion?
Nah, he split.
Ooh.
You can now cast Confusion as part of your chase things, but we have to do chase.
Okay.
We have to set our chase up first.
You have to do chase things first.
Yeah, chases have particular 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a simple chase, so there are 5 setups. So 1.
Hey, Ben, question. I need to refresh my memory. How does the PowerPoint system work again? What stat does it roll? Does it go off of?
You roll it off of your weird science. That's the
my weird science.
Yeah. So or whatever your thing is.
Yeah, it's weird science. I don't know, as in like I have like a specific amount of like it's basically like mana points, but it's called like PP.
Yeah, PowerPoint.
Yeah.
PowerPoints.
Yeah, PowerPoints.
PP.
So the way the PowerPoints
PP.
work is there's a cost to it, but to roll to cast, you need so you have to beat a 4 with your weird science skill.
Oh, I was more of asking like how many PowerPoints we start with.
Oh, you have weird science. I don't. Let's take a look. You should write that down.
Yeah, I did actually on the previous version of my sheet, but as I told you a couple of weeks ago, I got a new computer. That means
right.
I lost his old sheet, and so I have to go and do all this dumb fuck shit again.
Let's take a look on what weird science is.
Oh, I get 15 power points to start.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, 2 powers.
Oh no, that's the same
15.
as me.
Yeah, 2 powers. All right. So, that wasn't shaming. I didn't mean to shame. I apologize if you felt. All right. So set up.
So if I take weird, sorry to like sidetrack you, but like if so, my arcane background is weird science, and the skill is weird sciences with smarts. Does that start at like a 1 or?
It starts at a D4.
Okay, so it's a 1, right?
Yeah, it just means that if you start upgrading it, you are limited by
your smarts.
My smarts.
by your smarts, and it costs more to upgrade past your smarts rating.
Exactly.
Yeah, luckily my smart is a D10, so.
Same.
David is smart and not much else. So what are we rolling?
Hold on. You are doing a thing. So you have several actions. Right now, it's going to go like this. So this person's goal is to escape you. And so basically, and your goal is to, in theory, catch up with them. And it's handled similar to a like a contest in the Orpheus rules, where they are like, if you think of a timeline, they're for a foot race, it's 5. They start at 3. David, you're starting at 2, and because you started walking over. Tuscan and Victor, you start at 1. If they make it to 5, they get away. If you make it, as long as you are not also at 5. So the actions that you get to take are. You can use a skill. Like if you use a skill, that will be doing. That's basically you're doing what's called a change position. I think you're making a change, so you can change position, which is to move forward or move back. You can evade if you are being attacked. You can flee to try to escape, but they have to be at least 4 ahead of you in order to flee. You can force them to do something, or you can hold steady, or you can ram them, which is like an attack. So, and the way to think about this is, but those are the things you're doing, but you use different roles to get there. So, like, what you're trying to do is change your position, Victor, but you're doing it by trying to remember where they would be. That's the way to think about it. So you don't worry about it. You just tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you how that sort of affects. So you want to get to them ahead of time. All right. I'm going to. We should do this in some form of initiative order. Here we go. So each one of you are going to do this. Boop, 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 boop. Let's roll the die, or let's shuffle the cards. And I will tell you how each one of you gets to start. All right. Victor, you get a 10. Tuscan, you get a queen.
Yay!
You get a king, David. And
Is that better? Is that better? Or is that
Yeah,
worse? I can't
that's
remember.
better.
so you
King
get
David.
Yep, and they get
Also, yes.
and they get a jack. Okay, so it makes sense to me, by the way, that like since you're trying to figure it out that you're sort of going left. All right, David, go ahead. You're trying to cast Confuse on them.
Yep.
Okay.
So I gotta roll me my weird science.
Yep.
Nope, didn't work. Wait, no, I can Benny this.
Yeah. Well,
Benny it.
did you? Yeah.
I was supposed to get above a 4, and I got a 3.
Yep. As long as you don't. As long as
10.
Yeah. What did you get?
So
A 10?
confusion, 10. Okay, so confusion is 1 PP, and it lasts until the end of their turn. Until the end of their next turn, they are distracted and vulnerable.
I have to make a smarts roll first. And
Oh, no, I have
since
to make a smarts roll first,
no,
right?
I have to make a smarts roll for him first.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
And it's a -2 because of that you got a raise. So I just have to beat a 4 at -2. Oof, that is not great. I'm gonna spend 1 Benny. 1 Benny, come on. Nope, that crap too. All right, so they are confused. So you, I'll say what happens there is you didn't move forward at all, but you did. You made them stumble, etc. And they're like, you see them sort of you shoot out with your light, and you manage to confuse them, and they start to stumble. So they're not able to switch position. They're not able to move ahead this turn.
I just want to say that as the camera flash goes off, I just want to say that as the camera flash goes off, as he's
Tuscan, what are you doing?
Wait.
Yeah.
DJ was saying things.
DJ was saying something.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, because I wanted to say I got interrupted twice by you.
Oh, sorry. I
wanted to say
my headphones unplugged. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, because I wanted to say that like people like Tuscan and Victor have seen him pull out the camera and take the picture, and the camera flashes to confuse.
Yeah.
The camera flash doesn't come from the camera this time; it comes from his eye.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Nobody is surprised.
But probably no. The only person that's surprised here is David.
Fair enough.
He's like,
that makes sense.
He's like, he pulls out the camera, takes a picture, like eye flashes, like, oh, what?
Cool. All right, your turn, Tuscan.
Wait, that's my turn.
Okay. Well, at this moment I cannot see anything because everything is happening around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to chase. So I'm going to run after them.
Okay. I think that is just a athletics action.
Hell yeah! I'm good at those. This one. Whoop. Okay, other one. Clearly, duh. Benny.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oof.
It's like on a D6 and a D8. No. Okay, 5. Fine.
Okay, so you manage to catch up with David. You're so much bigger and faster. You know what I mean? Than he is. And
which now puts me at.
Puts you at 2.
2. Yeah. Okay.
And they're at 3. But
that's a problem.
They can't pull ahead from you right now. So they take off. You take off, and like we've talked about before that when Tuscan took off when he was attacking the bunny, it was just like anime takeoff, right? It was just like, the dirt around you cracks and just boosh. And that's what it is. And you like are shoving people aside. You get some like screams in weird languages. Okay, but you are now in the windy back areas of the stalls, right? That's where this is taking place. You're no longer on the main thoroughfares. You are ducking through stalls and stuff. All right.
Yeah.
It's his turn. He is going to try. Okay, so he's super confused. He knows he can't get ahead. He's going to try to do this. Oh,
why would he do that?
That was not good. All right, I want one. I'm going to try once more. I'm going to spend one more Benny. Oh, good. That exploded. Okay, that's good. Even as distracted and vulnerable, that's still good. So he, in his stumbling and moving, he grabs the back of a stall, which is just like cloth and like over some tent poles, and he just yanks as hard as he can on it. And it comes crashing into your way. So if you're trying to move ahead next time, it's going to be at a -2 because he's pulled this stall in front of you. But he still can't get ahead. It's still very bumbling. All right, Victor, go ahead and make your roll. Now you're trying to move ahead too, but you're doing it with common knowledge.
Yes, and I'm not trying to move in the direction where he pulled the stalls, and maybe it is in that direction, but I'm trying to get around him. I'll use a Benny on that. That's a 5.
Okay, a 5. So with that, you move ahead. I think you're probably taking the if this works for you, you're trying to take the more like the bigger thoroughfares, right? You're not ducking and winding. You're like, if I can get on the more traveled place, and then cut through because eventually he's going to have to come out like, right? Because it's like a grid.
That's my goal.
Cool. So
that's my goal.
I think, so you're running, right? We see you booking it too, and you look over and you can keep, as you look down, these gaps between these narrow gaps between, you can see like first he goes by, like the person you're chasing goes by. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the result is a 7, by the way, because of my eidetic memory.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think it'll make a difference, but yeah.
If you had gotten one more, if it had been an 8, that would have been a raise. But so you can, and then you can see like Tusking booking it by, and then David booking it by. So like so the way this thing, if you think about it, like you guys are all running, and you're kind of parallel, but you're parallel going this like in different on different paths. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. Let's pull. All right, Victor, you have a 9. David, you have a 4, which makes sense to me. Tuscan, you have a jack. What? No, not a joker. A jack, a joker, which means you.
Bennies for everyone.
Bennies for everyone. You get a +2 on all rolls you make this turn. And I reshuffle, and you get to decide when you go. And
we all get one Benny back, right?
Yeah, you all get one back, but it gets a queen. It gets a queen. So
yeah.
There you go.
I want to move before. It doesn't really matter. But I do. Yeah, I'm gonna move before him.
Okay. That's
and my +2 is canceling out the two minus on the stall.
Absolutely.
From the stall.
Yep, absolutely.
So I am going to continue the chase there.
So you're going to move positions as well.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. I swapped dice and it actually is paying off. 14.
14? God.
Yeah.
With the +2,
an
right?
8 and a 6. Because I roll a d8 on my athletics.
Is that?
But you got an 8 and a 6, and then you. Oh no, because the +2 and the -2 cancel each other out.
Yes,
Wait,
exactly.
you don't add them together. You just
No, I on my D8.
Oh, and
I rolled an 8 and a 6.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, so a 14. I was like, I cannot math fast. Okay,
That's fine.
Oh, I love this.
Does this mean that I catch up?
You do, and actually, if you want to, you can actually go in front of him. Because
I was going.
Wait, you
actually harm him, but I am going to block. I basically, well, I was going to say expand, but I'm going to block his movement forward.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Well, Tuscan is quite big. Like, he's 6'10".
Mm-hmm.
And he's strong, so he's also bulky. So I think it's just, if this is an alleyway, that he's actively taking up a lot of space, making a wide stance and holding his hands out, basically like a rugby player trying to catch a person.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little bit squat, so that sliding through the legs is not easy. Hands out, grab it, like fingers curled, taking up as much space as a demon wall as possible.
So I think, if that in my mind, you like vaulted off of something over his head and like landed.
See it like running, like stepping on the wall, and then like taking it, doing it like that.
Nice. He is going to do what's called drop back one, which does put him behind the chase, but it puts him. He's going to drop back, and even though he is not at his best because he's still confused, he's going to drop back and try to punch David. Who's following him?
What did I ever do to you?
So he is going.
You confused him.
Yeah. It's still not great because he's still stunned, but that exploded though.
How dare!
So that's David. What is your parry?
Fuck if I know. 4.
4. Oh, he beat you there. Yeah.
No shit. He's gonna beat me. He's gonna beat me physically now.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh no.
So let's see if he actually does damage. He's actually not unstrung. Oh no, but it's not a D10, it's a D8 on strength. He's punching you really hard. Oh, what is your toughness?
Yeah.
5? Oh,
5.
He beats that by 1.
Okay.
So you are shaken. Not wounded. But that does mean you can either roll to unshake, or you can spend a Benny to naturally or to automatically unshake.
Well, since I got that Benny from Tuscan there, I'll spend that Benny to be stirred, not shaken.
Okay, so you can take an action now if you want to.
Punch you back.
No, but it's Victor's turn. Victor has the.
Oh, it's Victor's turn. Okay.
So.
Yeah. So the person has turned back.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, well, not necessarily back, but you can see through your space. I think the way to think about you're looking down this gap between the two, and you see Tuscan go just way above and in front, and then you see the guy duck. You see this figure duck back and just shoulder David in the guts. It's not super hard because of everything, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
So you can see it sort of that way. You're perpendicular to them.
Yeah. So in that case, I will go straight at them.
Okay.
Because I was going for some place I could block them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where they're going anymore. So for now, my goal is to get to them. Like if because it's near David, Tuscan is there. So if we can keep it contained in our triangle, and So my question is that my turn, or do I?
No, you
can I
can
do
make
something
your.
to get to him?
You can make the attack because technically you're on the same chase
Yeah.
card, and so it's not an
Yeah.
actual physical distance thing.
No.
But yeah, so this way you are at a -2 because you are moving. Because you're charging it.
Oh, why? So why do I get a -2 for charging?
I believe moving imposes an attack. A moving. No, never mind. He gets a plus. He gets a plus on his parry. That's what it is. When you're moving.
That makes. Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah. So that would be. Do I get that? Yes, that's a 4.
That's a 4. Okay, so here, let's see what his parry is. You don't beat his parry, but now you're all like engaged.
Yeah.
So.
Can I say something?
No, you have a 5. Because of the ganging up rules. Adds +1 for each of the attackers. So because what's his face is there, because David is there, it's a 5, which actually beats his parry. Because he's not a fighter. He's strong, but he's not a fighter. So go ahead and roll me your strength plus oh wait, what are you with?
Just a fist.
Okay, yeah.
So my strength.
Yeah.
And still the wild die as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a. I'm guessing I don't get a plus for that, right?
No.
No. So that would be a total of 7.
Okay, that beats his toughness without a rate, so he is shaken. I think at this point, when you swing in and punch him, you knock his hat off, and all of you can see that he is a skinny blue demon with similar carvings. Not like he has the he has the skin, the flesh carvings akin to Tuscan, but but he's a very dark blue, and he's got this hair that's like almost needle like. It's not like fine. It's like it's almost like those pictures of dudes who need Rogaine who get like hair plugs, but they're very quill like. But he is.
So what you're saying is he's a hedgehog.
No, he's not a hedgehog.
He's a blue hedgehog. And he runs.
I hate you guys.
He did not go fast though.
No, he can't go fast. I hate everything about what I just did.
After I punched him, I say, "Keep still. We just want to talk."
Okay.
Are we in an alleyway? Sorry, it's not my turn yet. Never mind.
You can ask the question. Feel free to ask the question.
Are we in an alleyway without any other people?
There are no other people, and it's not even really officially an alleyway.
Also, we are at night market, so actually,
it's not really.
There are other people, but
it's not even really officially an alley. It's more like, I mean, I'm sure you've all been to like, what's it called, like arts and craft fairs and stuff, where there's like a gap. It's not like an official alley. There's just like a space between the front. Like the people that are around you are the confused sellers who are annoyed that you are disturbing the backs of their stalls, especially the dude who got his pulled down. Yes. So you. Oh, he also. Oh no, because he is vulnerable. And distress. Oh no! All right. Actually, you do wound him 1 because I forgot about the confusion that David did. Yeah, you take the freaking air out of his guts, and he has fallen to the ground. Because he was not meant to be a big dude. And so he falls to the ground. His hat falls off. He's wheezing. The chase is over. Nice job, everyone, on that chase.
Yeah.
Good jobs with your 14s and everything, and your hits. So he's on the ground and he's like, and he's making gagging sounds.
You okay?
Well, Victor's huge. He just got hit in the guts with a
glass fist.
Yeah, a glass. Yeah, and he, oh my god. Oh god.
I think Tuscan is going to throw their hood off and reveal that they are of a similar kind.
Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, you have a funny way of showing you just want to talk by punching me in the fucking guts. Come on.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have to do that if you didn't run.
What?
You started punching my friend first.
You started chasing me first.
You started looking at us funnily first.
You were watching us for like a good 5 minutes. Don't think I didn't notice.
That's not... It's my job. I watch people.
Yeah, well, clearly you don't do your job well enough. Your boss should pay you more for training, like on-job training to make you less suspicious.
And he
come on, dude. A kid could have
David,
spotted
that's
you.
not the point right now. Why were you watching us?
You're gonna have to tell me how you. He's like, I'm not. No, sorry. I don't think so. If you're going, you need to give him more than that. He's not gonna. Tell me how you.
Can I do we want to do this threateningly or do we want to do this kindly? If you leave it to Tuscan is going to threaten.
I think I will leave it to Tuscan, not because of that, but social interaction.
Because mana to mana.
Victor understands it, but he's not really comfortable in it. And it's demon. Tuscan's demon.
So
they do demon stuff.
Yeah, so based on getting minimal memories back, what do I know of this demon? I'm willing to roll for it.
Here's what I'll say. No. And you would know this already. He has no horns. So the way to think about this is the more horns you have,
the hornier, yes.
That is not what I said.
I saw this coming and I was so ready.
Ben, you keep giving us the setup for these jokes. It's not like we can do anything about it.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault, honestly. Yes, more horns.
Sometimes I have these great ideas, and I'm just never gonna be I never think. In my mind, the demons. So you know how there's the Triceratops, and then the ones with all the horns, and the 6 and the 5. That's how the hierarchy of demons work.
Okay.
Where the ones with no horns are the shortest. Stop it. Mm-hmm. The ones with no horns.
I'm trying to hold it back.
No. I just had another thought. If you go by this logic, that means Satan must be just all horn, no head.
No,
it's just
he
horse.
has a crown of horns. A crown of horns. In my mind, like a dozen or horns around, like that come out, like in this.
And then possibly even like it crosses in the back, etc.
Yeah,
anyway,
something dope.
It's gorgeous.
Anyway, yeah, it's beautiful. But yes, the hornier you are, the higher you are in power. So
the fact that I have two very, very big horns to the side of my head makes me high ranked within the second rank.
Yeah. Well, it's not the size of the horn
or
that
third
matters.
rank because no 1, 2. That's not the size of the horn that matters. Okay.
It's the way,
I'm placed higher than they are.
But you are you realize that like you are certainly like stronger, more powerful. If you,
I'm trying to keep so many jokes in right now.
You've got a horn and you know how to use it. No,
that's not what I was going to go for. But yeah, sure.
But yeah.
Okay, so that's like. I was going to say I just wrote, but that's not helping. I take the hood. Tuscan takes the hood off and reveals their face to them in full. Says, "Well, little brother, it's either you start talking to us, or, I mean, we could do this the old familiar way."
Roll me an intimidation. You can take a +2 because Victor punched him in the guts and he's wounded. Man, you really punched him in the guts.
Poor dude. This poor baby. 7.
All right. That's not with the +2.
Yeah. I also wait. No. It's +2 because of who I am. I already get a +2, so actually it's a 9.
All right. So that's with the raise. He goes, okay. He's like, nope. You know, I know. He's like, listen, I don't know you, but I know you, okay? And he just says, listen, don't hit me. You guys have been asked, like, it just happened, right? Like, we're talking a few hours, and you're all around here asking about the snuffles. You know what I'm saying? And I need you, like, they just wanted to know. They wanted to know who you were and who you were talking to. That's all I got to say. But if you keep...
Who is they?
Who do you think? The Demon Prince. You know, it doesn't...
I was just trying to check, dude.
It doesn't look good to pull you off the street, right? That's bad for business. But if you don't let me go soon, I'm going to tell you right now, some people bigger and meaner than me are going to come looking.
Oh, I don't doubt that, but okay. It's like a little brother being annoying. Having friends that are slightly bigger than you are.
Yeah. You think those 2 horns are going to impress them? Get the fuck out.
I wasn't insinuating that at all. It's starting to get really, really, really weird here. Anyway, so thanks, I guess, but you could have also just, asked us who we are. Which you haven't done yet, so you don't know who we are.
Dude, that wasn't my job.
And I don't know who you are.
That wasn't my job.
Yeah, so.
My job wasn't to...
You are terrible at your job. You're not doing more than is asked.
You're terrible.
You're never going to get your horns.
Job. I'm not terrible. You're terrible at your job.
No, you're terrible at your job.
So, by what you're saying, by looking at us, you have found out what our job is. So tell me, what is our job?
I don't know.
Well, I also got friends.
They just started saying that I'm bad at my job, and I felt the necessary to tell.
So what is our job that we're so bad at?
Looks you up. I don't know, some form of investigator, bruisers. I don't know. Assholes. You're all assholes. You're great at being assholes.
See, we're great at our jobs. Thank you.
All right, you can take a Benny for that.
Also calling Tuscan a bruiser is hilarious. So, well, thanks. Do you think they want to talk to us? What is happening?
You tell me. What is happening? You want to talk to them? I'm sure I can bring you to them.
Do we want to talk?
Okay, bring us to
Let
them.
him
Bring
go.
us to them then. Bring us to them then. Fuck it, balls to the wall. Let's run this shit into the ground.
Yeah.
Whoever
So,
the bosses are, we
Let
want to
him
talk
do.
to them.
I feel like this might be a very dated reference, but I feel like Victor kind of connects this to that time and says, "Take us to your leader."
And he looks at you.
I mean, we're going to have a family reunion, and it's going to be lovely, and it always has been lovely, guys. And he wants to say your name, decides that might not be smart. Just putting it out there. I am not the strongest in our family. I mean, obviously not, but also like it might be nice, but we are not very good at talking.
Okay.
Most of us.
And
So, but let's
go.
go.
One thing. Okay. There's one thing I want to ask out of character, because you, before we went here, you had mentioned something about the merchant princess or something.
Mm-hmm.
Are those different entities than the kind of people we are visiting now? Like at one point,
same dude.
those two.
This will be a merchant prince.
Exactly same.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, this is a big deal.
Good.
And so it stands out. All right. Oh God, that hurt, man. You are a big motherfucker. It's.
And I offer my hand to help him up.
He takes it. Trugel, by the way, Trugel. TRU, just for if you want to write down, TRUGUUL, Trugel. Oh, God. All right. Well, fuck it. Here we go. And on that note, we're going to take a break. Second break. We'll be back.
Yes.
So Trugel takes you, he picks his hat up, or they pick their hat up. It picks his hat up, like Tuscan. Trugel can go by, doesn't care. Trugel picks up their hat, puts it on their head, picks up their newspaper that they dropped, puts it under their arm. Says, well, I guess it's time to meet the boss. And as you all come out from behind the, the space between stalls, there are two very large demons. Both only 2 horns, but they got some more meat on them. Their skin is black, and the etchings on them are red, so it's almost like lava floating through. And the 3 of you can't help but feel like, wow, this is almost like the last time we were in the night market, except this time we're being marched to demons when last time we were being marched to Mr. Owl. How do you all get yourselves into these problems every time you get into a night market? And you are taken to through the stalls, down the and the paths. You eventually get to a place where there is a elevator, which surprises you because like you didn't know that the night market even had had elevators. And he hits a button. Trugel hits a button. The two demons don't enter with you, but when the elevator opens, you have to understand it is built. It is the size of one of those freight elevators, like used to transport. It's huge. However, it is the nicest elevator you have all ever been on. It is gilded. There are bench seats in it, like you could sit down. It's velvet.
Like it's a lounge area that goes up and down.
Yes, exactly. Like you would not have been surprised if there was like a freaking chandelier in this elevator. But classical music comes out of a phonograph. Like they're not even pumping it out of speakers. There is an actual phonograph playing. And he's like, "Entrez-vous."
I think Tuscan does go in first.
Does or does not?
Okay, fine. Victor goes in first then.
No, Tuscan does go in first.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Victor just does not go, so then it's Tuscan, David, Victor.
Oh. No.
No, I think it'll be
What
Tuscan,
I
Victor,
asked-
David.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because you said does, and I didn't completely understand it, so I said does or does not. Question mark.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like that.
So, yep. So, and it doesn't go up; it goes down.
Yep.
Of course it does.
Of course it does.
You don't even you didn't even know there was a sub level. So all
This is rude. This is just going to be rude.
And it is
Into hell.
It is
Into hell we go.
It's a smooth ride. This elevator is so smooth that when it starts, the phonograph doesn't even skip.
Ooh.
And just you're standing, and like it's awkward because he's there like holding his hat, being like, long ride.
Like a teeny version of the girl from Ipanema playing in the speaker.
But just no, it's beautiful. And then, this like ding, and the doors open, and I don't think the three of you have ever been in a room as opulent as this room. It is what you would assume a pharaoh's tomb looked like, and its heyday. Everything is there is just wealth everywhere. Everything is trimmed in gold and platinum. There are, interestingly enough, the motif that you see mostly repeated over and over are scales.
Interesting.
Like the floor lamps look like scales, but they're holding orbs of light on them, so that's how everything is illuminated. Not even orbs of light; they're like braziers, right? So they're scales, but they contain oil, and they're like on fire. But the floor is polished black stone, inlaid with silver and platinum that just runes everywhere. And you're just walking through it, and but sort of so it has a lot of this ancient tapestries are hanging. There are murals on the wall. You look up, there's this like fresco on the ceiling. The chambers are domed. There are columns that hold it up. It's very big. But interestingly, you also, when you look over, kind of taking a place of power and reverence in the middle of the room are one of those old ticker tape machines that would tell you about how the stocks were. And it's just like continuously
Of course.
going. And
of course the demons are involved with the stock exchange.
yeah, and then on the other side of it is a very large desk, and it's large even for you, Victor and Tuscan. I would say that the top of this desk comes up to your shoulders, because sitting behind it is one of the largest creatures you've ever interacted with. It is a 5-horned demon. It is, and the way the horns work is there are two, like Tuscan. There are two sets that curl down, but then there's another set that come from like the same base and curl up, and then there's just one horn that comes from the middle of its forehead. All the horns are ringed in gold and precious metals, and they all just and almost like long dangly earrings are just jewels that hang from it. It has no eyes. It's just like plain face. It's got big teeth. I need you all to make a spirit roll at -2. At -2.
Ooh.
Yep. Come on.
Well, it's a good thing my spirit is D6 at least.
Damn it! I rolled a 9. -2 is 7.
I'm gonna Benny that.
But at least it's a success. It's good enough.
I bennied it twice.
I got a 7, so -2. That's also a 5.
With the -2, I've got a 26.
There you go, 26. There you go.
God,
Victor,
how do you explode the
Victor
way that
does
you
not
explode?
give a shit.
Yeah, Victor, you are on. Wait, what did you get, David?
5.
Okay.
After everything.
Okay, a 5. So you passed. Tuscan, what did you get?
7 passed.
All right, so neither of you none of you lose reason or fail the check. You feel bolstered, Victor, and it sits there. It is the chair of like Gordon Gekko. Like, it is a very nice chair. It's not a throne. It's more of the chair you would expect a like high-powered CEO to have it. And because it's got like a high back, it probably has a massage feature in it. It's just made for a person that, when it stood, would probably be, I don't know, 12 to 13 feet tall.
Yeah.
It is draped in a robe, but the robe is open, and so you see like its chest, and it's just like there are literal coins that have been embedded in its chest.
Oh.
Just like currency from throughout the ages. This is a demon prince, a merchant prince.
What a show off.
So showy.
Tuscan is not going to say that out of respect, but also thinking it loudly.
Well, hello there.
Good day.
I see that you
What time of day was it when we were when we did this?
It was nighttime.
Oh, okay. I think David is gonna say, "Good evening, Goldfinger."
Nice.
I need you to make a vigor roll at -4. David.
You spend that, Benny. Actually, what does this edge do, I wonder? Wait, Isn't this an edge?
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
What are you? I can probably answer the question for you.
Guts. Yeah. Also, let me re-roll my dice again. Whoops. I have to do that. That is a. Hold on. Inches 37. I swear I had these.
Guts is for horror rolls, just so you know.
Ah, okay. What about this one?
What
that doesn't work either.
What did you get on your roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Roll your vigor.
Not good. 0 with a -4.
0 with a -4. Take a wound.
Oof.
He raises his finger, and you just are racked with pain. I don't like insolence. I don't know about you, but it makes a person look weak. No, thank you. Just pain erupts in your stomach and runs through your whole nervous system.
Cool. Totally noted. Thanks.
I think Tuscan is going to lean over to Victor or to David and say, "Yeah, remember how the other one was my little brother? This one is like 3 levels brother from me. Up."
Hey, I'm gonna shut up now.
That's smart.
Yeah, that seems like I would do. Yeah, he says that's probably good. That's probably not to be rude or nothing, but you know.
Come on, man, that was
not. You never would be.
No, me never. So, and it clacks its fingers, and they're long and thin, and they end in points. You were in my world, asking about my stuff. I can't help but notice, but why? You didn't even ask. You didn't ask if you could do it.
We didn't know that you were here, so we didn't know that we had to ask. We just arrived.
Ignorance is never an excuse. So tell me now why I shouldn't kill you all.
Yeah. Question.
I would. Well, first of all, we would very much prefer it if you didn't. Let's put that up first. Other than that, yes, I can think of a lot of reasons, but I'm not sure what kind of reasons you would be interested in hearing. And I'd rather not say things that you wouldn't want to hear, and I gesture to David.
Fine.
The less someone is apt to open their mouth, the less they're apt to seem the fool. That's a smart move in my mind. Good job there. I feel like this person just lives in this world of platitudes and like motivational speeches. Hang in there. Well, I think the first way we could start with is, why are you asking about Reginald Snuffles?
Because we wanted to see the movie Back to the Future, and then we couldn't because the movie theater was closed. So it seemed destiny that we had to look a little bit into it, having just arrived here.
But
I would like to add to that the theater was closed because that's where Reginald was kidnapped from.
Yes, fair. But why do you three care? That's the question.
Yeah. I'm seriously considering what to say there. Go ahead, name.
I'm thinking, like, I know my friend here, but how do you view time? That's relevant for me to in answering your question. That's the only reason I ask. How do you view mortal time? Let's specify.
I move in glacial ages. Time means nothing. It's just how plans work. It is money, though. Time is money.
So I've been told.
Would we know if this particular merchant prince exists in the future / out like present time?
I mean, I'm sure it does. You wouldn't even, you don't even, they don't die. I mean, what its status is, you don't know. The merchant princes are relatively closed off, a secretive bunch.
But I mean, wouldn't it make like Mysteria news if one of them like bit the bucket or something?
There has been, first of all, you haven't been around long enough to know in the Mysteria long enough, but there has been, if there was, none of you, I will tell you this right now. Let me rephrase that. If you want to make a common knowledge roll at a -6, because this sort of stuff doesn't move out, you can do things. But you don't even know this creature, this one devil's name. And
I won't know until I try, right?
Sure. Oh, it'll be a -10 for you because you have not.
Oh, for the rest of us, it's a -6.
Yes.
I mean, we can at least try.
Please.
A common knowledge is that,
common knowledge?
Okay, well.
I'm gonna roll this inside this cup here so it doesn't fall off my fucking desk.
Sure.
Nah, 2.
Yep.
13.
13, even with the -6.
With the -6.
I have a +2 to common knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's a -4. Both my regular die and my wild die exploded.
Nice.
And I didn't add them, but the other one exploded the second time.
Awesome. David?
So I got a -4.
Hold on, I just need to very quickly check what this one edge does. Oh, that's researching notice. Okay, never mind. I got a 13, but because I've got a -10, that's just a 3.
Yeah, you haven't been around long enough. With a -6, but with all that, nothing as far as you know. There has been rumbles. There have been disagreements. There have been fights. In your time, there's always information that goes back and forth between the two, like that trickle up. I think you all get. It never makes the main news, but as a result of being an 1001, and I believe you actually have the market as one of your connections, Victor. If I remember, yes, you as far as you know, there have been no creatures that have been kicked out, killed, banished, etc. In any way that isn't sort of normal business in the last 20 years. Whether or not what you can say is there are no demon princes or merchant demon princes in Baltimore right now. There hasn't been one, at least in a long time. After it got set up, they left. So and just let money be money.
So the reason we went to investigate is because a similar thing happened in where we came from to one of the Snuffles family. Which is why we thought, okay, that's weird. This happened then. This happens now. What? So we wanted to know more, and we were pre-warned about the animal mafia operating in Baltimore. We weren't warned that we might enter your territory. And as you said, ignorance is not an excuse, but it is a reason.
When you mentioned the animal mafia, all three of you noticed that one of its hands clenches in frustration.
Ooh.
Did we ever get a name for this guy?
No,
Nope.
You never asked. You just called it Goldfinger, and then it slapped you for being petulant. It actually says, that's, and it doesn't care enough about you to ask you your names. So it says
that's fine. That's the way we like to keep it.
That's completely fine, indeed.
So it says to you, well, you know what they say about curiosity and cats. You all seem to be little nosy Parkers. And I'm not certain that I want a nosy Parker running around. Unless somehow your parking and nosing will benefit me.
What if... Well... I don't want to be indebted to this guy for 20 years, 40 years. So, I know. It's not something that we can prove immediately, but what if we could tell you one thing from the future?
The future?
Yeah. Well, like the immediate future, so the next 40 years.
I don't think you've mentioned that.
We have not yet.
We have not.
Well,
the only thing I asked was how he views time.
Yeah.
It raises...
And then he says, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, it raises its fingers, and it goes, I have oracles, and seers, and oracular seers, and spherical oracles. So what could you give me that I can't already know?
David does this.
And
enough. Never from the future.
David,
technology.
Oh, David, take a Benny on that one, because what is that? And it's like tongue comes out for
question.
a minute.
Does he have like a landline phone on his desk?
It has several. It just has a row of black telephones on. No. It doesn't have. It has a row of black telephones, but also it has one of those large gray cell phones from the 1980s that are so big, but it's built for.
It's a brick.
Yeah, it's built for it.
And it's also slightly radioactive.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it just leans closer. What is that?
David points to the big gray brick. And then he points to his smartphone and he says, "So, this, from where we come from, is one of those. But it also has a camera. It can play music. You've got
give me
video games, and
it doesn't even let you give me.
Do I want to give him a smartphone and influence the future?
We're breaking the timeline, but that's fine.
See, my thinking here out of character is that what if all of the
just
stuff
ask for our lives
and it just
in
says,
return?
No. He does. It's not.
No. I'm just saying out of character. I'm just saying, out of character, what if this is all part of like some time loop thing where because David does this and gives the merchant prince his cell phone, like his smartphone in like the 1980s, then all of the stuff that happens to the Mysteria is actually because of that. That's just my player minded, my DM minded train of thought. So David goes, yeah, you know what? If I go back to my own time, I'll just get another one here.
And David, it's like this big in its hand, and it looks at it.
It's like it's like that hand in the phone is like this.
Yeah, it's just like tapping it, and like nothing's and he flicks.
Oh no, okay, so
flicks it over.
Okay, no, okay, so there's a button on the side that you've got to press.
No. You be quiet. If I want information on how to operate this, I'll ask non-offensive people, Worm. And it looks at the back and it says, "What is this Apple logo?"
Okay, I'm gonna step in here, Ben. David's an Android person.
Oh,
thank you. I love it.
So he's got a Samsung Galaxy phone.
Yeah.
Not an iPhone.
Yeah.
He goes, and it goes, Samsung, and it rolls it around. Hold on, I'm going to look up.
I think Samsung might have been around in a completely different.
Or they might have been into electronics already.
Maybe.
Like they also make washing machines.
Yeah, since '54. Huh. Samsung. Through '87, it made semiconductors, and then, but in '88, it'll start making real stuff.
Yeah, so they are a tech company. They are a tech company in 1985 that wouldn't go on to make cell phones for another 3 years, 2 years.
3 years. It starts busting out, and it looks at it and it goes, Samsung, interesting, and it picks up one of its phones and it just goes, I would like to, and you buy, and it goes through, 10,000 shares of Samsung, and
crash the fucking stock market.
Yep, and it hangs up.
Oh no, we are the cause for like the
1987 crash, because there was one in '87.
Yeah, you're really all right, so future people, what do you want?
But wait. Black Monday, 19th October, 1987.
Yeah, and it just says.
But
that was a
stock
market crash.
A little warning about a stock market crash.
Yeah.
And also, we would like to keep our lives.
Actually, I think David would be the one who would know about the stock market crash, and then the other Victor and Tuscan can chime in about like we want to live.
Fine.
I think David goes, esteemed Prince, sir, one more little tidbit for you, if you don't mind. I see you're a businessman. Got a warning for you.
Continue.
2 years from now, in October, be prepared for the stock market to crash.
It won't be as bad as 29. Definitely not.
But it would still be pretty bad, so might want to make preparations. Dates October 19th.
It looks
specifically.
At you and goes, "Oh, I know about that. We're planning that."
Oh, so that was you guys. Cool.
Great. I still cannot buy a house.
Thanks. He says, "Okay, so, what? Okay, so you've earned your life. You're fine. I'll keep this. What? You still haven't answered my question. Why are you looking for Reginald Snuffles?"
And I think David exchanges a look with Tuscan and Victor as if to say, Should we tell him everything? He's probably
Like,
going to
I
find
believe
out
Victor
sooner.
already told him stuff, right?
I told him that where we came from, something similar happened to another member of the Snuffles family.
Yeah.
So that's what I told him. That it might be that that's not enough reason for
Yes.
him,
Yeah.
not enough information.
Sorry,
But and that's fine with me.
all right, he's gonna phrase. He goes. I appreciate a good dissemble as much as the next person, but and I guess I should ask you this in a slightly different way. What are your intentions to do with Reginald Snuffles?
The only intention for us is that he lives.
Yeah, we just want to make sure he's okay and stuff.
Those are two different things. I'm very sorry to interrupt there, but making sure he lives and that he is okay are two different things. We would like for him to have a normal-ish life.
Yeah, where we are from, he lives. We want to return to where, like, to have that not be fucked up.
Honestly, the only thing we want really is to go home because we got kind of misplaced, and because we are waiting for what hopefully is a ride-ish, or at least some information on how to do that. We had some time to spare.
Yes. That's not why we went to see Back to the Future.
For the first time ever, it seems to actually pay attention to you. It's only been playing with, like, not really, like, sort of its body language. It swivels its chair to finally, it lets out its tongue. Its tongue comes towards you all. At the end of its tongue, opens up an eyeball, and it looks at each one of you. And it comes back and he goes, well then, compadres, its whole thing shifts. Babies, we are on the same. We want the same thing. Let's talk about how we can help one another. And on that note, we're going to end for today. All right. Let's take a minute to introduce ourselves, outro ourselves. We're going to start with the opposite and with DJ.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's me then.
Waka.
You can find me at DJ Atomica Plays on Twitch. Also DJ Atomica Plays on Twitter, or Applied Mats on Twitter, which is where my podcast Applied Materials is. It's on Spotify, it's on podcatchers, and basically everywhere you can get podcasts from. Other than that, not really much else.
All right. Except that's a lot, so it's cool. You're in.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at JOREN. Yes, my first name and my last name. So JORIENHATTINK, Jorien Hattink. You can also find me as part of the Applied Materials podcast, so definitely check that out, where I will be playing. I lost her name for a second. Sashi Kush. And I'm also part of Bolt Crew RPG, where I currently play Tony, who is trying to find their way within a world full of superheroes.
Awesome. And Renee.
I've been Renee. You can find me on Twitter at Quarion_NL. I'm also part of the Applied Materials podcast, where I play Mara Vanelore, whose dimensions are about the opposite of Victor. And that's about it from me.
Awesome. And
back to you, Ben.
I'm Ben Hatton. I've been your GM today, and probably the next time too. In general. As always, I love playing with the three of you. It's always great to sit down. It's been too long. And And everyone who's taken their morning to spend with us, thank you so much. You could be doing anything else with your mornings, and yet you chose to let us tell you this story. Thank you so much. And we will see you soon. Next time.
Bye.
Bye.